Hi, Mr. Chen. This is a video about your assigned homework, question 3. And first, let me introduce this question. Digital signal 1 or 0 is transmitted through a noisy channel. The received data may be different from the signal sent out. Suppose the transmitter sent out 0 with probability 0.6 and 1 with probability 0.4. When 0 is transmitted, the receiver received 0 with probability 0.7 and 1 with probability 0.3. When 1 is transmitted, the receiver received 0 with probability 0.2 and 1 with probability 0.8. And the first question is, find the probability that data 0 is received. We can tell from this question and we can tell from this picture. The data 0 is received is composed of two different circumstances, and the first is when 0 is transmitted and fortunately the receiver can receive exactly 0. And the second is the error circumstance, which means when 1 is transmitted and through this mistake, the noisy channel, and the receiver finally received 0. So we need to plus the probability of these two different circumstances so we can get the answer. So the first part, when 0 was transmitted and the receiver can receive 0, the probability of this circumstance is 0.6 multiplied 0.7. And the second, which is error part, when 1 is transmitted and unfortunately the receiver finally received 0, the probability of this is 0.4 multiplied 0.2, and we need to plus these two probability together so we get the answer. So the probability that the data 0 is received is 0.6 multiplied 0.7 plus 0.4 multiplied 0.2, so we can get the answer 0.5. And the second question is, find the probability of the error. And for example, the probability that 1 is received when 0 was transmitted, or 0 is received when 1 is transmitted. We can tell from the solution of the first question. The second circumstance of data 0 is received is an error, which means when 1 is transmitted and mistakenly the receiver finally received 0. So we've already calculated the probability of this circumstance, so we need to discuss the other circumstance of the second question, which is when 0 was transmitted and the 1 is received. And then as the solution of the first question, we need to plus these two different probability together so we can get the answer. So the probability of the error is 0.6 multiplied 0.3, which is when 0 is transmitted and the receiver finally received 1, and plus the 0.4 multiplied 0.2, which is when 0 is transmitted and when 1 is transmitted and the receiver finally received 0, and we plus these two probability together so we get the answer. The probability of the error is 0.26.